Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. All right, now look. So for this one, it's gonna be about my baby mama. I know I don't speak on her much because it really ain't much to speak on, but I'm gonna go ahead and shine a little light on her. For this one, I ain't gonna say her name because she ain't worth mentioning, but I'm gonna just tell y'all the relationship that I had with her, which is exactly why I had 2 kids with her. All right. Now, I met her in 2016. You know what I'm saying? Now, I told y'all my first kid is not my biological kid. So when I met her, she already had her daughter, which is the first kid. Her daughter was 6 months old when I met them. Now, apparently the father never been around. So the daughter never even had a male figure in her life. You know what I'm saying? So when I met them, she was walking the kid up the street in a stroller on 7 Mile. I was on 7 Mile one day. So I introduced myself to her. I got to talking to her, right? We ended up swapping numbers, and we was to meet up later on that day. So I told her, I'm like, I'm gonna take you out a little later on today. She like, all right, cool, but I gotta bring my kid with me. I'm like, cool, bring him. I don't got no problem with that. So a couple hours went by. She called me. She told me she was ready, right? So I went to go pick her up. We go out to eat. We kicking it. I don't know what it was. And mind you, I ain't had no kids at the time. You know what I'm saying? But me and her daughter, we was clicked like that. Her daughter was only 6 months old, but I loved her daughter. You know what I'm saying? So long story on all that, I told her, I was like, look, even if me and you don't ever talk again or nothing, this is still my daughter. Mind you, this is the same day I met them. You know what I'm saying? So she was laughing, thought I was joking and all that. Nah, I was serious. Well, she 9 years old now. You know what I'm saying? And that is my daughter. Now look, when we first met, from about 2016 to 2020, right? That was our time of being together. So we had 4 years together, right? Now, in them 4 years, me and her done been through a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot. And we thugged out everything. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was all the way to a point where I was staying in her people's garage. Like, we was thugging. You know what I'm saying? I done went to jail a bunch of times. She was always there to hold me down. She had come pick me up from jail, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? We was thugging, real tough. You know what I'm saying? And then we had our kids in the mix. So we both was basically new parents to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So we like learning how to be parents. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about parenting, people can tell you this and that all the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? But you had to actually become a parent to understand what it is to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to be that. It ain't no class that you could just sit down and take. You got to actually be a parent to understand that, So that was a part of our journey. We was learning how to be parents to our kids. You know what I'm saying? We was broke, ain't had shit. I'm the provider of everything. She nurtured the kids and make sure we eat and all that type of shit. So we was Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm saying? We took care of each other. I made sure them and the kids was straight. She made sure me and the kids was straight. You know what I'm saying? So like we both worked out on both angles. You know what I'm saying? We was there. We was a motherfucking team. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time that we was together, it was like for her, it wasn't another guy. For me, it wasn't another woman. You know what I'm saying? We was together all day, every day. Our kids got that out of us. She breastfed the kids. You know what I'm saying? The kids seen me and her together interacting every day, all of that. So the kids knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? I remember times when the firstborn like push my head and her head together and make us kiss. You know what I'm saying? Like they had that out of us, you know. Well, we did all that thugging, all that loving, all of that building, all everything that we've been through and all of that time. I thought she was gonna be my wife, especially since I got kids with this woman. I'm like, this is gonna be my wife, you know. Now, mind you, in between the 4 years, of course, we had arguments, break up to make up, and all that type of shit, right? Well, we had to break up to make up like once a year. You know what I'm saying? And our breakups would be probably like 2 or 3 months. You know, we'd just be getting into it with each other too hard, and we'd just take a break on each other. We still parenting, we still doing that. Hell, we still was even kissing. You know what I'm saying? It was just, we wasn't labeled as a relationship at the time, you know. So her whole thing is while we on break, I'm the one that's out here fucking around. I'm the one that wants some new pussy and all this. She not doing shit. She at home waiting on me. That was how she always played. She always played it innocent, like she wasn't doing nothing, right? Okay, well, anyway, our rules while we were on break, the rules was don't bring no STDs back or no kids. That was our rules. Other than that, if we on break, you can do whatever you want. We on break. We not together no more. So if you need to go fuck with another nigga, or if I need to go fuck with another woman, so be it. We not together at that point. Just don't come back with no STDs or no kids. Well, that was our agreement. Year number 4, she had broke that. Well, really, year number 3, around 2019. This is when this happened. This was our last breakup to make up, right? So we broke up, that whole little process again. We get back together about 3 months later. You know what I'm saying? From the breakup. She come back, we back together, everything cool. Like a month later, she got a little hump in her stomach. Mind you, I already got 2 kids with this woman, so you know I know her body and everything. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know? She like, I don't know, you know, maybe we should go to the doctor and get checked out. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So we went to go get her checked out, and she was pregnant. She's sitting there acting all surprised and shit. Mind you, this is kid number 3 by now at this point. So I took on the first child. Then we had a second child in between time. In between that 4 years, around the 2-year mark, we had a child together, which is my biological kid. Then she got pregnant with number 3. I knew that one wasn't mine. You know what I'm saying? So she acting all surprised and all this shit. You know, we leave out of there. We in the car. I told her, I'm like, look, let's just be real. You know that ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? It ain't mine. So we need to do what we need to do. We need to, you know, get an abortion because we can't afford to start a kid. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was only willing to work with her because she was my woman and we was on break. So maybe she got pregnant while we was on break. Maybe she got pregnant as soon as we got back together. I don't know. But all I know is we was on break. And again, the rules is not to bring a kid back, but I can't calculate everything. I don't know when whatever happened. So this was the way to piece it out. I'm like, look, we just gonna have to get an abortion because we can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, she wasn't having it. The whole time, she not getting no abortion. This is my kid. I'm gonna take care of my child, blah, 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 all of this shit, right? So we having all type of problems the whole time. You know what I'm saying? She had the kid. Just so happened the same day she had the kid, I seen the kid being born and everything. You know what I'm saying? I ended up going to jail right after that shit. I did 90 days in jail. When I got out, I seen the kid 90 days later. I know this is not my kid at all. You know what I'm saying? So from that point on, me and her had problems. She held me down the whole 90 days I was in jail and everything, but as soon as I got out and I seen that kid, I knew it wasn't my kid. So mind you, I seen the kid the day he was born, all the way up until 90 days later. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is not my kid. So we broke up. I got a DNA test. It wasn't my kid. You know what I'm saying? After that, it was like me and her, we was just done for. Like all the way done for. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt because we was Bonnie and Clyde. We had each other back. We did the most for each other. She did for me. I did for her. We was jamming like that. All for her just to stab me in the back and get pregnant by somebody else and had the kid. You know what I'm saying? And acted like it was mine the whole time. It just go to show you, man, sometimes you will never know who you dealing with fully. Sometimes you will never know. And out of the 4 years that I had with this woman, I didn't know that she would turn around and do what she did. But it took for her to do what she did for me to know what kind of person she is. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.